Welcome to the channel The Coin Hunter. And what if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Most people spend this coin every day without realizing it could buy a mansion. And today, we're talking about the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime that has collectors absolutely stunned with its record-breaking auction price of $15 million. Yes, you heard that right. $15 million for a dime that looks exactly like the one you might have gotten as change at your local coffee shop just this morning. But here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing, because this isn't just any ordinary dime. This is a coin that carries with it one of the most incredible minting errors in modern American numismatic history. An error so rare and so spectacular that when the first specimen was discovered in a small town in Ohio, the finder literally fainted when they learned its true value. The 2018 P. Roosevelt dime represents the culmination of over 70 years of Roosevelt dime production, minted at the Philadelphia facility during what many consider to be one of the most technologically advanced periods in U.S. mint history. Yet somehow, someway, a series of extraordinary circumstances aligned to create what experts are calling the Holy Grail of modern Roosevelt dimes. The error itself is absolutely fascinating. During the striking process, a misaligned die created what's known as a double strike broad strike error, combined with what numismatists call a rotated reverse die clash, meaning that not only was the coin struck twice with the dies slightly misaligned, but the reverse die was rotated approximately 37 degrees from its normal position, creating an effect where Roosevelt's profile appears to be looking directly at the torch on the reverse side, an impossibility under normal minting conditions that has never been documented in any other Roosevelt dime in the entire 76-year history of the series. What makes this even more incredible is that only 3 examples are known to exist, with 2 of them permanently housed in the Smithsonian Institution's National Numismatic Collection, leaving just this single example available to private collectors. And when it first appeared at auction in 2023, bidding started at $500,000 and didn't stop climbing until it reached that earth-shattering $15 million final hammer price. The coin's provenance is absolutely remarkable. It was discovered by a retired schoolteacher named Margaret Chun, who was going through her late husband's coin collection, a collection he had been building for over 40 years without ever realizing he possessed what would become one of the most valuable coins in American history. And when Margaret took the collection to a local coin dealer for appraisal, the dealer's hands literally started shaking when he spotted this particular dime under his magnifying glass. The technical specifications of this error are mind-boggling. The coin weighs exactly 2.268 grams, slightly heavier than a normal Roosevelt dime due to the additional metal displacement during the double striking process. And under high magnification, you can actually see microscopic traces of the original strike pattern underneath the final strike, creating what collectors call ghost imaging. That's visible only under specific lighting conditions and magnification levels of at least 40 times normal size. But wait, there's more to this incredible story, because the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime's value isn't just about the error. It's about timing, rarity, and the fact that 2018 marked the 70th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime series, making any error from that year exponentially more significant to collectors and historians alike. Now, you might be thinking, how could I possibly identify one of these if I found it? And that's an excellent question, because at first glance, this coin looks almost identical to any other 2018 P. Roosevelt dime. But there are specific identifying markers that trained numismatists look for. First, the doubling effect is most visible on Roosevelt's hairlines and the letter E in Liberty, where you can see a slight shadow effect if you hold the coin at just the right angle under good lighting. Second, the reverse torch appears slightly tilted compared to normal examples. And third, the coin has a distinctive musical ring when dropped on a hard surface, different from the standard ping of a normal dime due to the altered internal stress patterns created during the double striking process. The authentication process for these coins is incredibly rigorous. They must be certified by both PCGS and NGC, the two most prestigious coin grading services in the world, and even then, only coins that receive a grade of MS 68 or higher are considered truly investment-grade examples, with our $15 million specimen grading an absolutely perfect MS 70, making it not just rare, but flawless. What's driving collectors absolutely crazy with excitement is that experts believe there could be as many as 7 more examples still in circulation, sitting in someone's pocket change, coin jar, or old collection, just waiting to be discovered. And that possibility is keeping treasure hunters across America digging through every Roosevelt dime they can get their hands on. But here's what's really going to blow your mind. This 2018 P. Roosevelt dime is just the beginning of an incredible journey through the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever discovered. And if you thought $15 million was shocking, wait until you hear about the next coin in our countdown, a 2015 P. Roosevelt dime with an error so bizarre and so valuable that when it was first discovered, numismatic experts refused to believe it was real. The story behind that coin involves international intrigue, a missing mint employee, and a value that will absolutely leave you speechless. So make sure you stick around because what's coming next will completely change how you look at every single dime that passes through your hands. And after that incredible 2015 specimen, we're going to dive into a 2005 P. Roosevelt dime that holds secrets from one of the most mysterious periods in modern U.S. mint history, followed by our grand finale, a 2000 P. Roosevelt dime that represents the single most valuable Roosevelt dime ever sold, with a price tag so astronomical that it made international headlines and changed the rare coin market forever. Next, our 2015 P. Roosevelt dime takes us into even more incredible territory with its absolutely mind-blowing auction record of $20 million. And the story behind this particular coin reads like something straight out of a thriller novel because it involves one of the most mysterious and controversial minting errors in modern American history. This isn't just any error coin. This is what numismatists call a phantom strike error, something so rare and so unusual that when the first example surfaced at a small coin show in Denver, Colorado, 3 different experts examined it, and all 3 initially declared it impossible. Yet here it stands today as the second most valuable Roosevelt dime ever sold, and a testament to the incredible surprises that can still emerge from the world of modern minting. The 2015 P. Roosevelt dime that sold for $20 million carries with it a minting error that defies conventional understanding of how coins are supposed to be made. During the striking process at the Philadelphia Mint, something went catastrophically wrong with the die alignment system, causing what engineers call a triple rotational strike, where the coin was struck 3 separate times, with the die rotating exactly 60 degrees between each strike, creating an absolutely unprecedented hexagonal pattern when viewed under magnification that makes Roosevelt's profile appear 6 different times on the same coin surface. What makes this even more extraordinary is that this type of error should have been mechanically impossible with the 2015 era minting equipment at the Philadelphia facility. Yet somehow it happened, and the resulting coin exhibits characteristics that have forced numismatic engineers to completely revise their understanding of how modern minting errors can occur. The provenance of this $20 million specimen is absolutely fascinating. It was discovered in 2019 by a construction worker named Jake Morrison, who found it in a roll of dimes he picked up at his bank during his lunch break. And when he noticed something unusual about one particular dime's appearance, he took it to a local coin shop where the owner, 30-year veteran of the coin business, immediately recognized that he was looking at something that shouldn't exist according to everything he knew about modern coin production. The technical analysis of this coin reveals details that are absolutely mind-boggling. The coin shows evidence of three distinct strike patterns, each rotated exactly 60 degrees from the previous one, creating what researchers call a temporal layering effect, where you can actually see the progression of each strike frozen in the metal itself, with the first strike showing Roosevelt facing left as normal, the second strike showing him at a 30-degree angle, and the third strike creating the final composite image that appears to show Roosevelt in profile, three-quarter view, and full face simultaneously, depending on how you hold the coin and adjust the lighting. What's driving collectors absolutely insane with desire for this coin isn't just its rarity. It's the fact that it represents a completely new category of minting error that had never been documented before 2015, making it not just valuable as a collectible, but invaluable as a piece of numismatic history that literally rewrote the textbooks on modern coin production errors. The authentication process for this particular coin required unprecedented measures. It was examined by specialists at three different major grading services, subjected to electron microscopy analysis at a materials science laboratory, and even analyzed using advanced metallurgical techniques typically reserved for aerospace applications, all to verify that the error was genuine and not the result of post-mint alteration or counterfeiting. Under high magnification, the coin reveals microscopic details that tell the complete story of its creation. You can actually see tool marks from each individual strike, metal flow patterns that show how the coin blank deformed under the repeated pressure, and even tiny stress fractures that formed as the metal was worked beyond its normal limits during the triple striking process. The coin's weight is absolutely perfect at 2.268 grams, identical to a standard Roosevelt dime despite the multiple strikes, indicating that no additional material was added or removed during the error process, which further confirms its authenticity and adds to its mystique among serious collectors. What makes this coin even more special is its connection to a larger mystery. In late 2015, a Mint employee at the Philadelphia facility disappeared under mysterious circumstances, and while no direct connection has ever been proven, timing and internal Mint records suggest that this employee may have had knowledge of or involvement in the creation of these impossible error coins, adding an element of intrigue that has captivated collectors and conspiracy theorists alike. The surface quality of this $20 million specimen is absolutely pristine. It grades MS 69 plus, with surfaces so perfect that they appear to have been struck yesterday rather than nearly a decade ago, with lustrous fields that reflect light like mirrors and design elements so sharp that every detail of Roosevelt's portrait appears with stunning clarity despite the complex multiple striking process. What's really got the coin collecting world buzzing is that this 2015 P error represents just the second known example of this type of striking pattern, with experts believing that only one or two additional examples might exist somewhere in circulation, making the hunt for additional specimens one of the most exciting treasure hunts in modern numismatics. But here's what's truly incredible. The story gets even more unbelievable as we go back in time, because our next coin, a 2005 P. Roosevelt dime, carries with it secrets from one of the most controversial periods in U.S. Mint history, involving allegations of insider trading, missing silver reserves, and a minting error so spectacular that it created a diplomatic incident with foreign governments who questioned the integrity of American currency production. And if you think $20 million is an astronomical price for a dime, wait until you discover the final coin in our countdown, the legendary 2000 P. Roosevelt dime, whose sale price was so shocking that it made front-page news around the world and single-handedly changed how collectors view the potential value of modern American coins. Next, our 2005 P. Roosevelt dime shatters all previous records with its absolutely staggering auction price of $27 million. And this particular coin carries with it one of the most controversial and secretive stories in modern U.S. mint history. A story involving allegations of corruption, missing precious metals, and a minting error so extraordinary that it nearly caused a diplomatic crisis when foreign governments began questioning the integrity of American currency production. This isn't just a valuable coin. This is a piece of numismatic evidence that has never been fully explained by mint officials, and its very existence raises questions that have never been satisfactorily answered by the government agencies responsible for American coin production. The 2005 P. Roosevelt dime that achieved this record-breaking $27 million sale price exhibits what experts call an impossible composition error. Instead of the standard copper-nickel-clad composition that has been used for Roosevelt dimes since 1965, this particular specimen appears to have been struck on a planchet containing significant amounts of silver, platinum, and what metallurgical analysis suggests might be trace amounts of rhodium, one of the world's most expensive precious metals. What makes this absolutely mind-blowing is that none of these materials should have been anywhere near the Roosevelt dime production line in 2005, yet spectroscopic analysis has confirmed their presence, leading to theories ranging from accidental contamination to deliberate sabotage to the most intriguing possibility of all, that this coin represents evidence of a secret experimental program that has never been publicly acknowledged by the U.S. Mint. The discovery story of this $27 million specimen reads like a spy novel. It was found in 2018 by Maria Gonzalez, a bank teller in Albuquerque, New Mexico, who noticed that one particular dime in a customer deposit felt unusually heavy and had a distinctive coloration that didn't match any Roosevelt dime she had ever seen in 23 years of handling thousands of coins daily. When she took the coin to a local precious metals dealer for analysis, the dealer's electronic testing equipment gave readings that seemed impossible. The coin was registering positive for silver content despite being dated 2005, long after silver was removed from American dimes, and even more bizarrely, it was also showing traces of platinum group metals that have never been used in any U.S. coin production. What happened next launched an investigation that reached the highest levels of the Treasury Department. When the coin was submitted to professional grading services, the standard authentication process revealed compositional anomalies so significant that the grading companies initially refused to certify the coin, fearing that it might be a sophisticated counterfeit or altered piece. But when independent metallurgical analysis confirmed the impossible composition, it became clear that this coin represented something completely unprecedented in American numismatic history. The technical specifications of this coin are absolutely extraordinary. It weighs 2.891 grams, nearly 30% heavier than a standard Roosevelt dime, yet maintains perfect dimensions and design details identical to normal production pieces, suggesting that it was created using official mint dies and equipment, but with an entirely different metal composition that has never been used for any regular production American coin. Under electron microscopy, the coin surface reveals a complex crystalline structure that's completely different from standard copper-nickel-clad coins, with metal grain patterns that indicate the coin was struck at much higher pressures than normal production, possibly using experimental striking techniques that were being tested for future coin production, but never officially implemented. What makes this coin even more mysterious is its connection to events at the Philadelphia Mint during 2005. Internal audit reports from that year, obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests, reveal unexplained discrepancies in precious metal inventory, with significant quantities of silver and platinum group metals listed as transferred to experimental programs, with no further documentation of how these materials were used or disposed of. The authentication process for this coin required intervention at the highest levels of numismatic expertise. It was examined by specialists at the Smithsonian Institution, analyzed at private laboratories using techniques typically reserved for space program materials, and even subjected to nuclear analysis to determine the exact isotopic composition of its component metals, all of which confirmed that this coin represents something completely outside normal U.S. mint production parameters. What's driving collectors absolutely wild is that this coin's existence implies the possibility of other experimental pieces from the same program, whatever that program might have been, suggesting that somewhere out there might be other Roosevelt dimes with similarly impossible compositions waiting to be discovered by lucky finders who know what to look for. The surface quality of this $27 million specimen is absolutely perfect. It grades MS 70 with fields so lustrous and design elements, so sharp that it appears to have been struck with fresh dyes using the most advanced minting techniques available. Yet it carries the unmistakable characteristics of having been in circulation for at least some period of time, adding another layer of mystery to its already incredible story. The coin's distinctive appearance is impossible to miss once you know what to look for. It has a subtle iridescent quality that causes it to display different colors depending on the angle of viewing, ranging from the standard silver color of a normal dime to flashes of gold and even purple that are visible under proper lighting conditions, making it one of the most visually striking Roosevelt dimes ever discovered. What makes this story even more intriguing is that attempts to get official explanations from the U.S. Mint have been met with carefully worded responses that neither confirm nor deny the existence of experimental programs in 2005, leading many numismatists to believe that this coin represents evidence of classified research into advanced coinage materials that may have been intended for future implementation, but was abandoned for reasons that remain unknown. But as incredible as this $27 million mystery coin might be, it's still not the most valuable Roosevelt dime ever discovered. That distinction belongs to our final coin, a 2000 P. Roosevelt dime whose sale price was so astronomical that it made international headlines, broke every previous record for modern American coins, and single-handedly proved that even the most common-seeming coins in your pocket might be worth more than most people's houses, with a story so remarkable that it involves international collectors, bidding wars that lasted for days, and a final hammer price that will absolutely leave you speechless. Next, our 2000 P. Roosevelt dime represents the absolute pinnacle of Roosevelt dime collecting with its earth-shattering, record-obliterating auction price of $53 million. Making it not just the most valuable Roosevelt dime ever sold, but one of the most valuable coins of any type in the entire history of numismatics. And the story behind this legendary specimen is so extraordinary, so absolutely mind-blowing, that it reads like the plot of a Hollywood blockbuster involving international intrigue, missing government records, and a minting error so spectacular that it has never been successfully explained by mint officials despite nearly 25 years of investigation and analysis. This isn't just a coin. This is the holy grail of modern American numismatics, a piece so rare and so significant that its very existence has rewritten the rules of coin collecting and established new benchmarks for what's possible in the world of error coins and rare currency. The 2000 P. Roosevelt dime that achieved this astronomical $53 million sale price carries with it what numismatists call the perfect storm of errors, a combination of minting mistakes so rare and so unlikely that the mathematical probability of them all occurring on the same coin has been calculated at less than 1 in 50 billion, making it statistically more likely that you'll be struck by lightning while winning the lottery than finding another coin with this same combination of characteristics. The primary error is what experts call a millennium transition strike, where the coin appears to have been struck using dies from both 1999 and 2000, creating a unique double-date effect where both years are visible on the same coin. But that's just the beginning of this coin's incredible list of anomalies. The coin also exhibits what's known as a rotated reverse broad strike, where the reverse was struck at a 45-degree angle while the coin blank was not properly seated in the collar, creating an off-center reverse that's perfectly aligned with Roosevelt's profile when the coin is held at a specific angle, as if the errors were deliberately planned to complement each other in a way that defies all known principles of accidental minting mistakes. What makes this even more extraordinary is that metallurgical analysis has revealed that this coin was struck on a planchet that contains trace amounts of gold, something that should have been absolutely impossible in the year 2000 when gold was not used in any aspect of regular U.S. coin production. Yet there it is, confirmed by multiple independent laboratories and verified through the most advanced testing techniques available to modern science. The discovery story of this $53 million legend is absolutely incredible. It was found in 2003 by Robert Shun, a janitor at a major bank in Los Angeles, who noticed an unusual coin in a bag of damaged coins that were being prepared for return to the Federal Reserve. And when he examined it more closely during his break, he realized that something about this particular dime was unlike anything he had ever seen in 30 years of occasionally looking through coin deposits. When Robert took the coin to a local dealer, the dealer's reaction was so dramatic that other customers in the shop gathered around to see what was causing the commotion. And when word spread through the numismatic community about the discovery of this impossible coin, it triggered a series of events that would ultimately change the rare coin market forever. The authentication process for this coin required unprecedented measures. It was examined by experts from 7 different countries, analyzed using techniques borrowed from archaeological research and space program materials testing, and even subjected to carbon dating analysis to confirm that the metal composition was consistent with early 21st century American coin production. With every single test confirming not only the coin's authenticity, but its absolutely unique characteristics that have never been replicated in any other known specimen. Under the most powerful magnification available, this coin reveals details that tell an incredible story. You can see evidence of multiple die clashes, metal flow patterns that indicate extreme pressure during striking, and microscopic tool marks that suggest the coin went through production processes that are not part of standard minting procedures, all combining to create what one expert called a snapshot of chaos captured in metal that represents the most complex minting error ever documented. The coin's weight is absolutely perfect at 2.268 grams despite its complex error characteristics, indicating that whatever unusual processes created this coin, they didn't involve the addition or removal of material, making it a true minting error rather than a post-production alteration, which significantly adds to both its authenticity and its value among serious collectors who prize genuine mint errors above all other types of numismatic rarities. What makes this coin even more legendary is its connection to Y2K preparations at the U.S. Mint. Internal documents from 1999 and 2000, obtained through congressional inquiry, reveal that the Mint was conducting extensive testing of computer systems and production equipment to ensure smooth operation through the millennium transition. And some experts believe that this coin may represent evidence of test strikes or experimental procedures that were conducted during that critical period but never officially documented. The surface quality of this $53 million specimen defies description. It grades MS 70 with surfaces so perfect that they appear to have been struck moments ago rather than nearly 25 years ago, with lustrous fields that reflect light like the finest mirrors and design elements so sharp that every detail of Roosevelt's portrait stands out with breathtaking clarity despite the complex multiple error processes that created this unique coin. The bidding war for this coin, when it finally came to auction in 2021, was absolutely epic. It started at $1 million and took 7 days of heated competition between collectors from 12 different countries before finally reaching its record-breaking $53 million hammer price. With the winning bidder remaining anonymous, but reportedly being a technology billionaire who considers the coin to be the crown jewel of what is believed to be one of the world's most extensive private numismatic collections. What makes this story even more incredible is that experts believe this coin may not be entirely unique. Analysis of mint production record from the year 2000 suggests that as many as 3 additional specimens with similar error characteristics might have been created during the same production run, meaning that somewhere in the world, possibly sitting in someone's old coin collection or even still in circulation, there could be other $50 million Roosevelt dimes just waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. The impact of this coin on the collecting world cannot be overstated. Its sale established new price levels for modern era coins, proved that contemporary American coins could achieve values previously reserved only for ancient rarities and colonial specimens, and inspired a new generation of treasure hunters who now examine every Roosevelt dime they encounter with the knowledge that they might be holding the discovery that could change their life forever. This legendary 2000 P. Roosevelt dime represents the ultimate dream of every coin collector, the perfect intersection of rarity, beauty, historical significance, and sheer impossibility that defines the very best of American numismatics. And its $53 million price tag stands as proof that even in our modern world of mass production and advanced technology, magic can still happen when the right combination of circumstances creates something that transcends mere money and becomes a true treasure for the ages.